Snowball. There we go. Okay, so I hope that helped. Did that help, Veronica? Um, I hope that helped. Am I on now with my sound? Let me know. Um, and I fixed it. So I hope you can hear me now. Did that work? See? Yeah, okay. So Mercury in retrograde. How about that? Isn't that a scene? Welcome. I'm going to start all over again. Welcome to Intuitive Clarifications. This is Natasha, and we always have these difficulties. You know, with sometimes just things happen like this. So I'm an intuitive medium who loves to support life in their journey, and I know for me that right now life has been a little bit wonky, but yet not. But I know a friend who's really having some wonky time. She's having troubles being in what reality she's in, because I know reality is changing. And so going into this, we're all in the midst of having some big changes happening. Oh my gosh. And if you've been listening to anything about our government right now in the US, holy cormadum, and that's a ripple effect around the world. And so, that's part of what are we processing? And I'm going to talk about how to process what we're going through, because I know for me that, it's a lot of processing that we're going through. And Venus is going to be going out of retrograde at the end of the week here. So it's like we've gone through a lot of the eclipses in March, the eclipses season, and then we have the equinox, and then we have now the Mercury going out of retrograde. And my sound not being on at the beginning of this was a great example of that. And I don't know if you've been having problems with miscommunications. I know that my loving husband and I have been doing a little bit of dance, and that's what the arm swings was about. The little bit of a dance is that, it's like we're trying to figure things out. And I know for me that, I'm going to start asking him, what are you feeling right now? Because sometimes when we are in the midst of a conversation, we need to find out what we're truly feeling. Right? Sometimes it's hurt, sometimes it's pain, sometimes it's struggle, sometimes it's a fear, sometimes it's uncertainty, sometimes it's just I'm tired, sometimes, and a lot of times, us partners are safe places to fall. And so it's a little bit interesting that way. And so I'm hoping to be helpful today in how can you process what we're going through, because for me, and I did a show on the breakthrough I had with my life. And hi, Paula, thank you for being here, and and thank you for all the love that you both give and everything like that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I would so appreciate you guys being here, and please chime in anytime you want, whoever's watching. That we're really having to process a lot in our lives, and because we have the outer world, the planets, then we have the more closer to the world, our government, right? And then we have what's going on in our own lives, the personal lives, and then we have what's going on in our personal minds. So we have a lot of, and then our bodies are processing all of that, right? And so, as I was going to say that, the breakthrough that I had a couple weeks ago with, my sexual understandings and how that processed through my life and how that was negotiating. Well, it took a little while for my body to process that. And that's the thing is that a lot of us might notice that, if we're going through something stressful, our cortisol level goes up. Our understanding and our fear and our, fear and flight and that kind of thing. And sometimes it's not necessarily right away that our body processes things. It's probably about 3 months, sometimes 3 weeks, sometimes it's even 3 years later that our body will process it. And I know for me that I had a dream that that I was in a house, quotation marks, and then all of a sudden these people, and this dream can be a metaphor for a lot of things, that all these people were coming in and saying, you can't live here anymore, and you can't take anything with you. Doesn't that sound familiar with stuff that's going on the outside of our world? And you can't take anything with you. And, and it was interesting how they were just, moving me out. And I had a kid, and there was a kitten that I had, a white kitten. purity, innocence. The kitten would represent, purity and innocence, and yet play without even concentration or worry about it. Well, this guy said that, had the kitten in his hands, and I said that, well, that's mine. That's mine. And he was saying, and this is a dream that I had like 3 weeks ago, so it was that important, that poignant. And the kitten was in his arms, and I said, that's mine. You can't take him, and that's my kid's. You can't take him. And he goes, no, remember, you can't take anything with you. And I like him and he likes me. So we're going to go together. And it was interesting. And then as I'm waking up, I'm realizing that they were talking almost about my organs. Like I've been really concentrating on my liver, and my liver has been, going through a big healing phase. But then I'm noticing that my gallbladder is needing a little assistance now. So I moved out of one and into another, right? And you can't take anything with you because it's a whole new journey when you're working with a new organ. But also too, that can apply to a lot of things going in our world. And I know that in my intuition and in my thing, that I know some of my dreams are processing what I'm going through in my life, right? My body was processing a lot of things. My energies were processing a lot of things. And then at the same time, though, what is it telling that's going to happen in our outer world? We're coming into a change where we may not be able to take a lot of things with us, right? We may not be able to negotiate a lot of things. I know that, one of you has moved across the United States, and then the other one is thinking about moving. And so I don't want to name names here, but it's one of those things that what can we really truly take with us, metaphorically and real? And some of these now, I was like, what can we take with us from our old story? Right? What are we going to take with our old story? We can't bring up a lot of times our old stories. And so me having that breakthrough with my my sexual story and how that really processed things. Thank you, Veronica. That it's one of those things that, uh, you know, we go through that I know for me now, my body's actually telling me that I'm safer. But I can also say that there are certain times when I have to use the mantra, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe, because of the cortisol level that I'm going in. And I can tell you that my face is even thinning down a little bit, that I'm getting out of that stress level. And my weight is coming down even just a little bit. And that's because I've been really working on, am I eating when I'm not hungry? Am I doing better with my vitamins? Am I doing better with when I'm eating? Am I eating when I get hungry? Right? Why should I eat if my body's not hungry? Should I drink water when I'm not thirsty? Right? Because a lot of us are drinking too much water. Some of us are not drinking enough. We're in this dance of figuring out how to process what we're going through. But I know for me that my body was a good teller. My body actually told me through having a little bit of hives in my back, and it would break out in certain places, down by my kidneys and my adrenals. Well, that would be part of it. But whenever it would break out was the teller. That was the teller. And when we're going into this, that sometimes these opportunities of our body processing and communicating isn't always at the best timing. Right? How many of us get all of a sudden an energy like my yoo-hoo finger has been kind of getting glitchy, and a lot of people would say, "Oh, you're getting arthritis," and I'm cancel, clear, delete that. I'm free from that. But I can tell you that every time that and this finger here represents the bladder and the liver and the gallbladder, right? The yoo-hoo finger, it represents and the right side is about releasing. So how is my liver and my gallbladder processing through? And this happened just one day. I woke up with it being kind of glitchy. I mean, I would move it. It's a little stiff. It's weird, but when I hold it, and that's the thing is that our body can tell us a lot. But when we hold it, that when I'm holding it, that it actually gets better. So then that my liver and gallbladder I know is achy, and processing a lot. And I've been using some gallbladder bile, and making sure I take my D and magnesium and a lot of those things. But actually holding. So if you're having an achy finger, hold it and see what your body will be releasing, because each finger represents an organ. Each toe. Oh, I know what it is. I thought I heard something in the house. Each toe represents the same organ, right? And I wish I would have had that information out for you. Oh, I do. It's right here. Is it right here? Nope, that's my other. I have so many things that I'm helping people through. That it's like we go into this, and each organ represents different things. So, like our pinky is about the heart. This finger's about grief. Your ring finger's about grief, and it's like, and I think that's the small intestine and the intestines, and then your pointer finger is I think it's fear, and it's the tell me. I know it. I'm seeing it. It's the stomach and large intestine, something like that. So, holding these different fingers can really help you process, because I know that each finger represents an organ, and then that organ represents what you're processing through. So each finger would represent an emotion that you're having and or a mindset. And if you can, negotiating how to do that. I know where I have it, though. I know where I have it. So I'm going to look here, pictures on YouTube. And my pictures on my YouTube have not been popping up. So I do not know. Pamphlets. I'll do this later. But, it's one of those things that when we can process what we're going through and engaging with it, that I know that it's needing to pop up here. So I know where I can find it. It's in my favorites. Favorites. There we go. There we go. So here's the story of what it is. Okay. So your thumb is about worry and depression and guilt. The first finger is about fear and perfectionism, right? So if you're having a lot of perfectionism, your Yoo-hoo finger is anger and indecision, right? The ring finger is negative attitude, loss of common sense, and grief. The pinky is about confusion and pretense. Okay. And so if you hold those fingers, that helps that emotion. Okay. So that's going to help you process. And then the organ, okay. And you'll be able to pause this video if you rewatch. And it's at about the 15 minutes into the show. And if you're on audio, please go to YouTube, Natasha Venter IC, and you'll be able to see it. So the thumb is the stomach and the spleen. Oh, I was wrong on this one. The pointer finger is the kidney and the bladder. The liver and the gallbladder is the Yoo-hoo finger. The ring finger is the umbilicus, diaphragm, lung, large intestine. And then the pinky is the heart and the small intestine. So if you're holding these fingers, you're holding, like I've been having this glitchy finger here, that it really can help you process what we're going through. I know for me that I was in a kindergarten class, and this was a year that this one kid just had meltdowns. He would have meltdowns. And I would sit on the back counter because I was in the classroom at that time, and he would be having a meltdown, and I would be holding these two fingers. So the grief and the anger and the frustration, right? And I would hold these two fingers together, and this kid would calm down. Of course, I would hug him with my energy, right? But as soon as I took my fingers off, he would rise back up, even though I was still hugging him with my energy. And so it's amazing how, and I got to remember this when we're around people that are upset. Remember, you can hold your own fingers, and that goes out into our energy field. And I know I've talked about this before, but it's a thing. And I'm sorry I didn't pull it up. I didn't know I was going to be talking about this. Otherwise, I would have had them up and I would have shared it. But it's one of those things. So I'm going to show you again, so that when you're doing this, that there's an energy field here that we all have. And it's amazing when we can process. And I'm going to show you the other one again, because it's about the energies of the emotion. So that it's amazing when we can help our body process what we're going through. And and then too, that if you have a certain time of the day that you either you keep waking up, or you're going to sleep, that there's different times of the day that your organs are active or not as active, right? So if you're always waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, then check in with your liver, right? And if you're always sluggish around the 2 o'clock time, which I'm going to look at this one, around 2 p.m. is the heart and small intestine, right? So that small intestine's about, how am I digesting my life? How am I getting the nutrients out of my life, metaphorically and for real? Am I working too much? Am I not? If I'm not playing enough? And I know yesterday I turned on the music and I was dancing, and so if you're looking at how are you processing your life, when was the last time you were doing something a little bit physical? I know when we get a little physical, we can get tired, but our bodies need to process through or going through. And our liver is about emotions and story. Our liver is about our past stories. Our liver is the first wave of detoxing of anything, the plastics, the any allergens that we have, any food processing, any toxins that we're going through. Our liver will process that. And our gallbladder is about the emotions that we have, and the story that we have, and that energy field that we have. And so those two working together. And I know that I've had two friends that had their gallbladders taken out since Christmas time. And it's like, it's really interesting how we have these things that have been, in our age that we are, that they're just like, I'm kind of done doing this, right? I'm done processing this. I don't want this anymore. I can't process life anymore. But I know that for me, I've been getting those tellers. I've been getting the tellers of things. And I know that my liver doesn't ache, but my gallbladder will ache. So when my gallbladder is processing something, it will ache a little bit. It's kind of like right under the rib cage, kind of like down in this area. And when we're doing that, so the cortisol will hit, especially us women, right around our belly fat, right? And that's telling you, if like for me, I felt like the weight was going up and up and up and up and up, and I'm like going, what is going on? But I forgot how coinciding the cortisol level and my weight was engaged together. And so now that I'm processing and I'm helping my body process, I've been really trying to stay off the sugars. I've been really trying to stay off of a lot of those stressors. I don't drink coffee. I only drink water. So it's like I've been really working on the food that I'm intaking. I've even been going on a little bit of a fast. I'm not necessarily eating when my body says, oh, this is the time we always eat, right? I'm going a little bit past that sometimes, or I'm trying to eat something different. And I'm noticing, since I've been doing a lot of that, of only eating when my body is hungry, Not necessarily, oh, I really want to eat, because that's actually insulin resistance. And insulin resistance is how we process life sometimes, because a lot of us have gotten onto that sugar binge, or I want to eat, and and a lot of times when you are on insulin resistance, like I noticed that I got back on it a little bit, is that I would get a little dizzy when I didn't eat, and my body needed to get a little stronger. And so going into this, that when we're walking that weave of things, that our adrenals are the things that actually help us out to process what we're going through. So I've been upping my adrenal medicine. And, it's like, if you're going to try to do anything for you, especially nutritionally, please remember to go and get something. If you're going to take some vitamins, make sure you get it from a good source, because there's so many sources out there that are saying that they're good and they're not. Grocery store vitamins, I would say not really, right? Because you don't know what who's making. Check in to see who's making them, because there's a lot of pharmacies or a lot of pharmaceuticals that are making vitamins. You want that? Like some of the calcium is rust. They scrape rust and they put it in the vitamins. I know rust rust, everything in nature has something good, but okay. Okay. So, and some of it is fillers, a lot of fillers out there. So just be careful. I'm not a doctor, but yet I kind of have an understanding. My dad was a chiropractor when I was little. So, a lot of this stuff has been coming second nature to me. And then I've just had to negotiate not eating as much. I didn't have a widespread taste bud scenario in me. So I'm pretty limited on my food. And actually, Ricky, my husband, even says, you're not eating very much. And I'm like, but what he's saying is I'm not eating a well diverse diet, right? Well, my taste buds only like what they like. And that's what I have to negotiate with. So when we are in the story of who we are and what we're doing, remembering that, processing this. So, I've been putting out mantras, and this one is, I'm finding benefits of my community, because right now our community doesn't feel very healthy sometimes. And I can tell you that, community can be, going to a grocery store, and you just say hi, or somebody looks at you with a smile on their face, and that's a benefit of the community, so that can help us emotionally and physically, and which is actually helping us process our life. And if we can, going into this, that the mantras, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. I know for me that some of me processing my life is 34 years of marriage has not always been an up and down. It's been very up and down. It's not been a very flat line marriage. And so as I'm processing what we're going through, many a times that I because like last night there was a conversation. We were tired. It was a long day. We didn't eat till later. It was just, we were both not our better. And so there was a discussion that probably could have waited until later. But every time I have like a discussion, I try to use it as a learning skill. What is this here to teach me? And that's the thing is that when I use that mantra, what is this here to teach me? Oh my gosh, it turns my whole world around. It's like, instead of being the victim, instead of being on me, that it's an amazing thing. And I'm going to be channeling Mikael soon. So if you would like to ask a question, if you can put that in the thing, so I can read it first, because Mikael and I don't open our eyes, and so he might get a sense of the question, but yet I want to make sure that I get it here. So if you have a question for Mikael, please put it in the chat. That it is a moment where we can, but going back to that there was a video that came on, and I was doing my post after the conversation, and there's this video, and it was kind of cute because it was a trucker or somebody who's in a van or something like that was driving, and he was on an icy road, and he was like, Da, 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 da. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. And he's kind of gone curving around. I got it, I got it. Oh, oh, and he's going off into the middle meridian where all the grass is. I don't got it, I don't got it, I don't got it, I don't got it. Oh, oh, I don't got it. Oh, oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm getting it, I'm getting it, I'm getting it. I got it, I got it. Oh, look it, I got it. Oh, I got it. Ain't that a metaphor for life right now? We feel like we're going down the road. All of a sudden, something takes us off our legs. Boom, 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 boom. I got it. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. And then you go off in the medium, and you slow down a little bit. You get your feet back underneath you, and then you realize where you're at, and then you got the tools to get back onto the road again and get going again. And I had to watch it a couple times because it was so funny how this dude was just like, oh no, I got da, da, ba, da, da, da. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh, I got it, I got it, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. We got it, we got it, we got it, we got it. Oh, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. And it was just funny how he just like over and over and over again, just not able to do it. And it just cracked me up, no tomorrow. And so maybe I can find it for you because I saved it. But it's where we all go. Here we go. No, not that one. I thought I saved it. Oh well, I didn't save it. That oh, I know where I can get it. That it's just funny how we have this life that we're doing, and we don't know quite where things are or what they are, or uh okay, here it is.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm hanging on to it. No, I ain't. Oh, I got it. Oh, I saved it. Ah, damn it, boy, I can drive. How good that song feels. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm hanging on to it. No, I ain't. Oh, I got it. Oh, I saved it. Ah, damn it, boy, I can drive.
I can drive, oh shit, and now I can drive, right? And so that's life though. The oh shit, how can I drive? And all we can be really is our perfectly imperfect self. And when we are this person who is going through life and negotiating it, remembering that if the more that we can walk through it, see it for what it is, an experience isn't mine, like having a conversation with my husband, and I have to make sure that I listen to what he's saying, even though I may disagree. But the more I can listen, the more I'm going to hear what he's truly saying. And the more that I'm truly listening to him instead of my defense, because, I want to be defensive when you're dealing with someone who, but he's still learning, he's still learning, he's still learning, right? It's just like me. And I'm learning that I'm seeing more and more of him being more in fear, in anxiety, in fear and anxiety are pretty much the same thing. That he's in distrust even, right? And that's the thing is that our minds only sees what it wants to see. And so if it doesn't want to see somebody's doing something, it's not going to see it, no matter how much you try to show them, tell them, whatever. And that's where narcissism kind of comes in, is that their brain is so wired in to see only what they want to see. So no matter what you do to tell them different or show them different, their brain doesn't want to compute it because they're so wired hard into that narcissistic mode. And so that's why it's hard to talk to certain people, because they just don't want to see it. And when we're processing our life, it's really hard to understand that other side of that. Oh, their brain doesn't want to see it. Okay, so that means I'm going to have to scream and yell about it, right? And so today, there was certain things that were happening. And, if I can, I'm going to put this in my tool bag and kind of have my husband know, hey, did you see how much I was on my phone when you were home? or whatever it is. And so going into this, when you're processing what other people are going through, it's very, we have to have that boundary, and it is a boundary that we need to have, that it's like, this isn't mine, it's mine to learn from, it's mine to engage with, it's mine to experience with you, but it's not mine to process what you're going through, because it's your thing. Now it's mine to process what I'm going through that's being triggered in what's going on and outside of me. And that's the thing, is that if you can walk through it, don't try to walk around it. It's going to be. Now, I know that for me, there was some things that showed me that there might be some things happening this August, this April here on social media. There's certain predictions coming out, and I'm checking in, and I'm not getting a clear answer. And so maybe Mikael can maybe. Uh, I need to know, and thank you for being with us. Yes, no problem, Paula. Thank you. That it's a moment, and so I'm going to ask Mikael to clarify some things that might be happening in our government. Kind of tricky. I don't know if he can, but I'm going to ask him if he can clarify some of these stories that are happening with the way that we have somebody who is making decisions that's not honoring everybody, right? It's a moment. So I'm trying to weave my way through without being political here. So I'm going to be channeling Mikael. Mikael is a star being from the galaxy. If you know anything about Bashar and Mikael come from a lot of the same place. And with him channeling, he's newer to me, but yet it's been since about, I think, October or somewhere in that range. I think he came to me more, him and Jehoshaphat came to me around the holidays. So that when we're coming into this, that I love to channel. I am not a free channel. I am one who channels, like Mikael says, that he has to come through my mind, he has to come through my body. So there's a lot of understandings and knowings that he comes through with me. So I try to get out of the way as much as I can, so he can be a clear channel, so I can be a clear channel, a clear voice. Okay, thank you for being here. I'm so grateful that you're here, and I will be channeling Mikael here in just a second. Remembering your truth is your truth. If you do not agree with the channeling process, those that are watching later, remembering that it's all about the language, and it's all about the information, and it's not about the process, how it comes. That's one thing that I have to remember, is that sometimes we get information, we get into that moment and into that story, and it's one thing, and I'll ask Veronica, thank you, that it's really time to express and expand our knowings. We have a lot of things that are going to be happening. Our world is not going to be the same after what we're going through, and it's kind of scary. At the same time, we have to process what we're doing in our personal lives, and sometimes we're not always feeling like we're in the better place or making the best decisions. And that's the thing, is that we don't always know the timing of things. We don't always know what we should be doing, and that kind of stuff. Anything else you should be doing, I will ask Veronica. Thank you. Okay, so he's getting closer. I'm feeling the pressure, and it's not a bad pressure. It's just a moment here. Thank you for trusting me. Hello, my dear ones. You are coming through a lot right now, and journey of your life is going to be a very up and down opportunity. And I heard Miss Natasha here, her story about how she would like to get some clarity about the government and what is going on. Well, we as the beings that we are stepping in and supporting that journey. The U.S. is going through a big ego shift. It's a big ego shift. And in that big ego shift, it's not always taken well by those around you, right? I understand that struggle. We, on where I come from, we have stepped out of ego as much as we can, but there is very much the lower vibration or the lower breath that is being held. We brought this understanding in for this dear one here about how it's not necessarily a lower vibration or a higher vibration. It is a breath being held compared to a breathing of in and out. So if you're around people who are in a lower vibration, as the statement has been in the past, that it's about the breath. So if you can keep breathing a slow, not methodical, but slow breath where your body stays centered, that will help the person who is in that, as you say, lower vibration where they are holding their breath. If you'll notice that when somebody is arguing, they are not breathing, are they? If they're in fear, they are not breathing, are they? If they are in anxiety, they are not breathing, are they? They are actually breathing very shallowly. And so if you come into your body and breathe more consistently in the lower lung, not making yourself dizzy, but getting into the lower vibration of your lung, that inner part of it, then you will notice that you will stay more centered in who you are. Because it isn't about better than or less than, it's about breath. And we've been sending this message onto this planet for many lifetimes about how important breath is. When you had those people who were in a gunfight, did they breathe? No, they did not breathe. And the ones that were secure with what their decision making was more breathable in the moment. So I would love for you to take the idea of expanding yourself into watching breath and how people around you, when they are in disharmony, how much more shallower they're breathing, and the other ones more, you maybe, or the ones that are more stable have breath. It's okay if you don't know this right now, but the thing is, though, you're coming into a time where you're going to want to breathe. So there is some information about certain dates that are coming out. And this dear one put that idea in her head just now. I'm checking in. What I can say, I need to check. Things are going to be looking like they are going to go through with what is on the news and in the stories, but something's going to change at the last minute. Something's going to change at the last minute, and things won't go through as they have been planned. I'm not going to be specific. I'm looking at the bigger picture here. Your president is making some big choices, yes. He is making some other understandings as we speak, and he is being Finding my words here. Shifting into a different dimension and world right now, as maybe you have been feeling that. Many of you are going through a major shift in your realities. And this dear one, I want her to remember to say about her clipper interesting moment today. And remembering that when we go into these different dimensions and realities, it is about you finding what you truly want in your life. And that's where you can get it. It's not like getting it in the way of you wanted a pink shirt and you got a blue one. Yes. So remembering that we may not always, our mind may not always know exactly what you are to have, but the universe will bring in what is better for you at that time. Maybe the pink shirt that you wanted, but the universe thought the energy of blue would be better for you and to be in alignment with what you're needing and wanting to heal in your life. There's great opportunities for healing right now. And as you come into this, it is about breath, because breath is the center. If you think about the lungs are the center of the body shape, right? It's not necessarily the center of from the feet to the head, but it is pretty darn close, isn't it? So lung power right now will be pretty good. Dear Veronica, you are coming into a big shift in your life, yes. Remember, timing is going to be something that you will know when it is meant to happen. Your husband's energy is feeling very wonky right now. He is uncertain about the future. What he has believed is not coming into fruition. He is uncertain of a lot of things right now, mainly who he is, which is throwing him into moments where he is very telling of what his old story is, if you know what I mean by that. Things will come up and you will know. I'm not going to give you a timeline. There are things that are unforeseen that will either speed it up or slow it down. But remembering that the now is what's important, my dear child. Now is what's important. Please remember that as the now is shifting and changing, and you can get into whatever reality you want, it's kind of like, have you ever watched the movie Doctor Who, where he watches the world go by him? Well, guess what? It comes into that reality. So what reality do you want? Paula, you are coming into a big shift yourself. You are aligning with the land, which is going to be better for you because you are getting healthier and healthier by doing that. You will have made a good choice to be where you are. You would have not been good down in the Florida area of where you were at. There was too much politics for you. You needed the freedom that you are feeling right now, even though it's almost too elusive right now. Things will be mellowing out for you soon, Paula. Call in what you're wanting and ask for that dimension to come to you. All of you can do this. That whatever dimension you would like to come to you, remember that it is a story that needs to fall into its reality. Self is about breath. Self is about centeredness. Self is about understanding. Do you understand this is not ego? This is about being in the moment. Your planet is going to be changing a lot through the next 6 months. There is going to be scaredness about your financial story. Believe you got it and you will have it. Fear will stop you from having the abundance of your life in a many multitude of ways. Yes, the currency of your dollar might shift a little bit. Your reality will be safe, though. As you walk forward in your life, I apologize. I am checking in with the energies as I pause for quietness for a minute. Do your walk, do your talk, and know that you are a blessing. That will be the thing that heals a lot on this planet. You have the opportunity to have a voice, even if it's small, by smiling at someone. That will shift their energy, which shifts their family energy, which shifts the family energy, which shifts the next day's jobs. Do you see the ripple effect? You do not have to be everybody else's bucket filler, as the saying goes, but remember to be your own too. A smile is not a price, it is an experience. Having compassion when somebody else is in fear is priceless. There is no currency that will be exchanged. So going into who you are and what you're doing, remembering that the breath will be the trick for your storytelling in going in and out of different dimensions. And remember that you are safe. Venus coming back into for your planet will be a tremendous release of energies for you. That doesn't mean that emotions will stop. No, they will keep coming on, but the pressure will be off. You have other experiences that are meant to come up to help your planet arise into a better, higher breath dimension. Trust the process. That's all I can say about the future here right at this minute. There will be more later. You will start seeing us more and more. Remember that as you come in, that we are all here and we have protection for your planet. There is a question that she is asking in her mind, and that is the answer, that we are protecting your planet. I am so happy to be here with you. I hope I answered all the questions. You are in a very magical, mysterious time on your planet. This is the first time you humans decided to stay here, and your planet decided to keep you here. It is a co-situation here. Your planet, Gaia, and you as humans are choosing to stay here. There are some that have not, and they will be leaving. We are trying to help with the manipulation of that, but some others will still choose. It is time for the younger generation to rise up to be what the older generation have been on this planet. And they are waking up. Some will be struggling with the motivation, others will definitely be motivated. It is time for this shift up to keep walking. Take care of you. If you feel the call to do something, let's say like this dear one had the call to receive more water, she should go get more water. So if you get the call to receive something a little bit more, slowly pick it up. It's not because something major will be happening. I want that to be clear. It is because there is something that will help your energy field to be in alignment with the new coming in. It eases that part of you. Your intuition is going to be loudly speaking to you soon and is now. So it is part of the trust. If she receives more water, then she is hearing us and we trust that and she trusts us. Do you see that picture? Do not stand and worry. That is the un-breath. That is the no breath time. Even though you may dance through it for a night, that is okay. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for being with her too. Natasha would love to support you in your life's journey. And as you go forward in your life, remember that no matter where you're at and what you're doing, it's about trusting yourself that you will negotiate what's in front of you. Trusting yourself so you will negotiate what is in front of you. You all have the ability to do this. It's if you believe it. So be it. Remember that you are loved and you are in a very miraculous time on this planet. You do not need to be ego, even if ego is showing right now. Blessed be to you. I, Mikael, am here to support you through this dear one or without. Thank you. Well, ooh, takes me a minute. Whew. Well, I hope that helped. We're all coming through a very miraculous time, and it's a very interesting time. And I was asking the questions about the 25th and that kind of stuff, and so he's kind of skirted around it, but I'm getting that things aren't going to be all what's being said. Okay. So I hope that helped. I know that listening to our intuition, listening to who we are can be a big help. Grounding ourselves, centering ourselves can be also another help. I know for me, I'm spending a lot of time with my feet on the ground, and that's been helping me process a lot. Also, dancing is helping because that's a physical thing. So if you'd like a card, I hope that answered your question, Paula. Anything you need to know, I hope that helped. And then Veronica, I hope that helped. It did help. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so I know Veronica, you would like a card. So I'm going to do that. And Paula, you would like a card. So I'm going to do Veronica first, and then I'm going to do Paula. Yes, I'm glad. I know that there's a lot of reading between the lines when he's talking. And I know that he was checking. That's why it took me a little bit for me to come back, because he was checking in a lot. He was really popping into the galactic and getting some answers, because we are in a big shift on this planet, and it's very interesting. Yeah. Okay, Veronica, you know the story. Put it out there. Okay. There we go. Woo. Woo. Okay, you've gotten this one before. Okay, so you're in a big time where about centering yourself, that breath, the honoring, but listening to your intuitive guidance, because you're in a mystery. You're in a mystery of timing. You're in a mystery of should I or shouldn't I? It's going to show you the path, but you have to believe in the walk. You have to believe in the walk. It's not about staying put all the time, but it's like it's about that quiet, not showing your hand, but at the same time, you got to do the walk. You got to do the walk. You got to go down the path, even though it's a mystery and you don't know what's around the bend, right? It will be here. And on Friday, I noticed that you made an appointment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will be communicating more about that on that day. Woo! Okay. So is this for Veronica? No, it's for Paula. Paula, it's you. Okay. Didn't even get against shake it, because you're done with the burdens that you've been going through, right? And it's time to be gentle with yourself as you're processing through. You're shifting over from being a novice in that area and your knowings on what to do and how to do it, to be able to be the non-novice person, because you have your instincts. You have your instincts to go gently through the walk, right? You don't have to be the novice anymore to go through the instincts so that you have less burdens in your life. Okay, Paula, does that make sense? So going into this, if there's anybody else who's watching who would like one, I would love to support you. I hope today's show helped. If you're looking for a session, please, Natasha Venter, Intuitive Clarifications. I would be grateful to support you in your life's journey. I know we're all going through something right now, and getting the skills to get through it would be it. And remembering that today I even had questions about how to negotiate through something. And as I was just contemplating and asking questions, the words that came out of my mouth was, ask how you're feeling. Ask the other person how you're feeling. And when we ask that feeling, it brings those emotions up to the forefront to be listened to. So answers are right here. Communication is right here. There's moments that are right here, but there's going to be a lot of outer world that's going to be uncertain. And all we can really do is trust the process and make decisions the better we can when we're faced with them. I'm Natasha Venter, intuitiveclarifications.com, praying and asking for healing on this on a minute-to-minute basis sometimes. That's another mantra I use. I'm asking for divine healing on this. Because we sure need it, right? Blessed be to everybody. Looking forward to being here with you on next Wednesday. And may miracles happen to you. And I think next week is the third Wednesday already. So Regan might be with me. We'll talk to you later. And I hope that my day-to-day videos that I do on Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok, all are helpful for you, even though they're just short little questions of the video. I know on Sunday I really had a day where I was numb. And I was that vulnerable with you and showed you how numb I was. And then the next day I was up dancing. So remembering that rolling with what's in front of us is a good thing. That's another way to process it. Roll with what's in front of you. If it's here, negotiate it. If it's not, let it be. Blessed be to you. Please like, follow, and support by just saying that you enjoyed this video. Thank you. Share if you know somebody who can use it. Bye now. Blessings, everybody.